Blue Archive has one underrated feature everyone took for granted, and it might be the secret ingredient other gacha games are missing out on. And that is MomoTalk. Raise a student affection level, and you get a chat to a slice of life event. It sounds simple, but this tiny feature shows just how different Blue Archive is when compared to other gacha games. Their main focus is on giving you a lot of opportunities to learn more about the characters. Because most gacha games don't have that. The closest they get is a bio page where you can learn more about the character. But I always find this pretty weird. Why is it always in third person? Who wrote this? Sure, after reading it, you probably know the characters a little bit better. But it feels like reading a LinkedIn page and decided, yes, I knew this person my whole life. It feels very artificial because the writers just straight up told you about them, not show them. And I don't know about you, but I'd rather talk directly to someone to get to know them better. And that's exactly what MomoTalk does. It gives you a no-filter experience to get to know your students. Now, sure, you could argue that this is just a parasocial bait to get intimacy on a gacha game character. And in some ways, it is. But that misses the point, because that intimacy only comes through immersion. E.M. Forster, in his lecture, once said that great fiction depends on round characters, the kind who surprise us in convincing ways. In other words, the more surprising quirks and little details you discover, the more alive they feel. And that's exactly what MomoTalk gives you. Not every character in Blue Archive gets full development in the main story. Some of them feels very flat, very simplistic, and that's intentional, because the writers want the main story to stay lean and focused, to keep the pacing on point. Volume 2 with full character development for Seminar, Engineering, Veritas, and CNC will be absolutely terrible to read. The story will be so slow, so convoluted, and the main theme will be diluted to oblivion. So instead, the writers just offload those to MomoTalk and other side stories. In Volume 2, you only see members of the engineering department as absurd inventors, and Veritas as a mischievous hacker group. Not much about their individual quirks because this is their professional side. But in MomoTalk, you learn that Utaha is the absurd perfectionist and Kotori is a serial yapper. The same goes for Veritas. You only learn of Hare's caffeine addiction problem and Maki being an absolute menace to society. And for characters who already have character development, MomoTalk can be used as an extension of their story. You get to learn who they truly are and why did they become who they are today. Rio is the best example so far. She was called Big Sister in Millennium because everybody relied on her as a leader. But behind the scenes in MomoTalk, she is a dysfunctional teenager who doesn't even know how to clean her own room or make a social connection with other people. That's where Sensei comes in. Sarika might seem harsh to Sensei out of nowhere in Volume 1, but in MomoTalk, you learn that she works the hardest out of all of them to pay off those debts. She took all part-time jobs she can get to the point of absolute exhaustion. She took immense pride in her work, so now you understand she doesn't want to be indebted to another person and undoing all of her work. Combine MomoTalk and their side stories, and you can see this as a bold statement to the gacha game industry. Our characters have depth. We're not going to tell you, we're going to show you. Go ahead and experience it yourself. This is a challenge. If another gacha game doesn't offer this kind of intimacy in some form, then the unspoken message is, our characters are just minimum viable product. Don't expect more. Which is insane considering how much players spend to pull for the characters. And more gacha games are catching on. You will notice that recent gacha games start to implement these features too. Nikkei gives you over 20 events per character, plus character stories, plus blah blah chats. Zenless Zone Zero lets you invite friends to hang out. Girls for Line 2 has marriage rings and later on 3D hangout event. And that's because they realize that players want more intimacy with their characters. And immersion is what keeps players invested in their gacha games. Of course, by no means MomoTalk is perfect. I wish we had more than 6 events per character, and I wish Sensei always acted more like a mentor who fosters student growth. But even so, MomoTalk set a bold standard, a competition. And it's one of many reasons why Blue Archive stands out in a sea of gacha games by just focusing on good character writing. But those are just my thoughts. What do you think? What is your favorite MomoTalk event in Blue Archive? And is there any other gacha games I should try with better features like this? Let me know in the comment section down below. If you like this video, then be sure to subscribe for more of this storytelling analysis. I talk a lot about slice of life in this video, but how about other gacha games like Girls from Line 2 or in Zenless Zone Zero? Be sure to check out those videos next. And with that, I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.